So if you're dating over 40 and someone asks you, why are you still single? Show them this. I'm gonna break down the dating pool for you. We have all the men. We need to take away the ones that are married, aren't age appropriate because we are over 40, ones that are gay, ones that are broke, the ones that are emotionally unavailable, the ones that still have drama with their ex. We're gonna take away the ones that are perpetual bachelors, okay? Then we have the ones that don't know what they want. The ones that love bomb you. And then, all right, so this is what we have. So we want someone who's attractive. 5'10", so I need someone over 5'8". So a few people who decide they still want to smoke cigarettes, they have to meet the people who don't want any more children. And this is what I'm left with. However, we need to take this then. They're not all in my area. We need to then spread these people around the world. This is what we're dealing with. Any questions?
Hi, I'm 40 and I'm newly single. I live in Vancouver. Long story short to this question is I have not given up on love, but I have given up on online dating. If you're a woman living in Vancouver, you know what I'm talking about. I was just finding that the men on these dating apps in my age group were just not ticking my boxes. And by ticking my boxes, I'm talking about not just like, am I physically attracted to them? Are they physically attracted to me? It means, are we aligned career-wise, family-wise, culturally? How far away do they live from me? I know in Vancouver, you could live like an hour, almost an hour and a half away from somebody, but still call it Vancouver. And when you think you found someone that ticks the boxes, the conversation is so low effort and is so dry. And I did go on some dates where I just didn't feel a connection or they lied about their profile. And it was just draining me. Like, it was draining for my self-esteem. It was draining on my time. It was just very draining. Honestly, Vancouver's the worst for dating. Like, the men here versus the women in the city. This city is full of gorgeous, successful, beautiful women. And I'm gonna get so much hate for this, but I feel like the women in Vancouver are doing charity work.
One thing I will never understand is how so many people are so quick to defend very problematic age gap relationships. If a 40-year-old is dating a 20-year-old, that's weird. Even as a 26-year-old, I cannot imagine dating a 20-year-old because when I was 20, I was in a completely different headspace than where I am right now. Those are definitely your formative years into your adulthood, and it is so easy to get manipulated or persuaded because you don't really know a lot about the world. You're still inexperienced. It's not like I know everything now, but when I was 20, I knew nothing, absolutely nothing about the world. So because of that, dating a 20-year-old right now is baffling to me. And it rings alarm bells, like fire bells, in my head whenever somebody explicitly states that they like younger people. And a lot of people will defend this by saying, well, love is love. You know, my parents had a 15-year age gap and they're fine. And like, honey, that's great. That's awesome. But like, just because it worked for them doesn't mean that it's a general rule. You can love who you love. Just don't be a predator.
There is no romance without finance. I don't know why men get offended when I say that you can't afford me. As a man, you should be able to provide financial security in a relationship so I can feel safe and protected. If you can't even afford to look after yourself, if you can't save, if you can't budget, if you don't have any savings, if you don't have a car, if you don't have a house, or even a prospect of being able to buy a house in the near future, then why are you dating? Because at this big age, we're dating responsibly, right? So you're dating because you want to be in a relationship. You want to get married in the near future. So when I'm saying that you can't afford me, I'm saying that you can't afford to be financially responsible for family. You can't afford to be financially responsible so I can stay home and look after the children.
Do not go back to exes or people from your past. And this is dating advice from a woman in her 30s. Men hardly ever grow, they hardly ever change, and they hardly ever evolve. And I'm not being mean, I'm just being honest. The reason why men don't change, they don't evolve, they don't grow is because they live their lives through their ego. And when you are living a life through your ego, you don't care about anyone else but yourself. You don't care about your surroundings, you don't care about furthering your education, you don't care about the people you date, your family, you only care about yourself. You know that saying, if you let something go and if it comes back, it's yours? Well, that's a lie, and that is bullshit. When you let something go and you let someone go, it's for a reason. As women get older, we decenter men, okay? They are not the first thing on our wish list anymore. And we start to focus on ourselves. We start to grow, we start to change, we become the woman we've always wanted to be. We start to travel more, move to new cities, get hobbies, start different jobs, or go back to school, start a whole different career. We do a lot as women. And what I've noticed as a woman in the 30s is that the men from my past come back. They always come back. And sadly, they are still in the same mindset, in the same place where we last stopped talking. The amount of men that has come back in my life is insane. There's a guy that I used to talk to 7 years ago, he came back. A guy from 5 years ago, he came back. Someone from my high school came back. Someone from 2 years ago decided to come back. And what's sad about this is that they think that I'm just sitting waiting for them. They think that I'm just, at home knitting and balled up in a corner hoping that they're going to reach out to me. And this is not a bashing post. This is just a reflecting post about life and how no matter what you do, no matter where you go, no matter how far you come in life, men are always going to pop back up. And the reason why men do this is because men think that there's always going to be a woman that wants them. They think they have this sea of women that are lining up to be with them. And then they get older and they realize that no one wants them. So then they start to backtrack to girls that they fumbled, girls they messed up with, and they try to come back to us. No, the door is closed, baby. And this is why I always say, be careful if you're going back to an ex, because 9 times out of 10, there's someone out there that saw his true colors. They didn't want to put up with his bullshit, and they left him. And he's coming back not because he loves you or misses you, because he has no one else. There's no one else that wants him. And they always think the door is always going to be open, but it's not. Women move on, men stay in the past. So, stop wasting your time going back and forth with these men that don't want anything to do with you. If they wanted to put a ring on your finger, they would have.
Let's talk about the things that you can expect from your boyfriend while being in a relationship. I feel like it is so common to see women get bashed online for their list of non-negotiables, their list of wants and needs, as if they're asking for a lot when really they aren't. I'm just hoping that in watching this video, you never even go there and thinking that your standards are unrealistic, that you're the one being delusional. Especially if you're a woman who hasn't been in a relationship in a while and are thinking about lowering your standards so you could invite a guy into your life. Don't you go there. I think it helps, even for myself, to know that what you want is possible. If it is a reality for some people, you can have it too, and that goes for all things in life, like career, love, family, friends, money, etc. Okay, so let's get into it. The first thing is he should be taking you on a date every single week. No excuses, girl. If I have been dating my boyfriend for almost 2.5 years and we have consistently gone on dates every single weekend, which he plans and makes reservations for, your man can do it too. You know why most couples feel like they've lost their chemistry? Why their relationship feels so plain and dull? It's because they forgot how to have fun together in a relationship. Dates are not just for the beginning when you're first starting to get to know each other. I don't care how long you've been dating your partner, you still need to go on dates. Get dressed up and look sexy for each other, have meaningful conversations, keep things interesting. The second thing you can expect from your boyfriend is that no ask of yours will ever be too big for him. You want to know if a man genuinely loves you or not? If he loves you, he will do anything to make you happy. It's as simple as that. Your happiness is infectious and makes him feel happy in return. Men in love don't make excuses. They don't make false future promises to you like, I'll do it tomorrow, I'll do it next week, I'll do it next month, I'll do it next year. They just do. They don't rationalize why they should do things for you. You know, the whole, oh, you've never bought me flowers, so why should I get them for you? My boyfriend is a yes man, for me and only me. I honestly don't remember the last time he has said no to me. I get fresh flowers from him every month. My boyfriend got me roses a couple of days ago because I was on my period and he wanted to help me feel better. Then this weekend, he got me tulips. So again, if a man knows that something makes you happy, it's not that difficult of a decision for him to make. He will do the things that make you happy without thinking twice about it. My boyfriend bakes me brownies or cookies whenever I get my period. I get wined and dined every single weekend. He goes all out for our anniversaries, birthdays, Christmases, Valentine's Day, without me having to ask. Whatever it is that my little heart desires, he makes it happen for me. So stop feeling like you are asking for too much. You may just be asking the wrong person. The third thing is he'll pay for most things, if not all. I know that this is a very controversial topic, but I could not be with a guy who wants to be treated like a princess or has an ego that accepts this for himself. It just screams, I wish I had been born as a woman. I do not think there is anything more unattractive than a guy who makes his woman take her wallet out on a date. It looks bad on him, and it gives incapable, like, babe, I need your help to even pay for this one meal. It's too much for poor me. My partner has zero expectations for me to pay for things in my relationship, even if it's something as small as coffee. I simply do when I want to, and when I don't want to, that's fine. I am always taken care of when I am with him, and this makes him feel good. There is no man in this world that doesn't love feeling like the man. The fourth thing is you can expect him to better your life. You should feel like you are living life on easy mode if you have a boyfriend. If not, I have no idea what he's there for, because he certainly should not be making you feel like you're down in the trenches. Men in relationships like helping their women and feeling needed by them. So in my relationship, my boyfriend hates seeing me suffer, period. He always wants to help make things better. A good example of this dates back to last winter when we were up in Lake Tahoe. We were walking through this forest without any snowshoes, and there was a lot of snow. It can be quite difficult to walk when your feet are constantly sinking into the deep snow with each step, and I became very exhausted. I couldn't exactly remember my way back to the car, and I just remember feeling hopeless. Like, I'm never gonna be able to get out of here at this rate. This man put me on his back and carried me through the entire forest all the way back to his car. I'm sure I was being a very unpleasant, fussy little baby, and he just let me rest my head on his shoulder while he walked through miles of snow. Something like this you don't forget. He knew I was having a really hard time, and all he wanted was just for me to feel comfortable again. The last thing I want to talk to you about is he will make you feel special every day and night. Let me tell you what is normal if you are in a healthy relationship. You will not question if he still loves you when you both have arguments. If that man is your rock, he's not going anywhere. Difficult conversations will not scare him away. Even if we're not on the best of terms, my boyfriend always ends the phone call with an I love you at the end. Moreover, you should never find yourself worrying about what your boyfriend is doing, who he's seeing, where he's at. If you do feel this way, your man is not doing his job. It is not normal to feel anxious and stressed out by your relationship. It's not. It should be so obvious to you that your man is head over heels for you and that you are all he sees. No one else does it for him. That's what is normal. I think it's very reasonable to expect these things in a relationship, and you need to go in with an all or nothing mindset. He either has it or he doesn't. You're not settling for an in-between, especially if you're dating to marry.